Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Terraria gameplay. We're gonna be playing some Terraria. So if you didn't know, I am currently doing a how-to series in Terraria at my YouTube channel, Game Time Bros. You can go check that out if you want to go see some early how-tos and guides on Terraria. And basically, I am in the middle of trying to farm up some platinum because I need a lot of it, and I want to fight the Eye of Cthulhu, get my first boss down, and I made it kind of a point for myself that the first thing I want to do is get enough platinum to at least have a platinum sword and full platinum armor, because I feel like that would be is good enough for my first boss. It'll give me enough chance, I guess. I don't actually know the specifics and how that works and like how much you really need. I haven't done that much research on it. And granted, I played this game enough to where I feel like I can make some of those calls pretty easily without having to always check. But I'm just gonna be, checking it out and having a good time. There's these two of these living trees. Well, I guess all trees are living as long as they're not dead. Next to each other. What the frick is this room? Oh, whoa! Look at that, they're freaking connected! That's awesome! That has gotta be some freaking insane generation right there. To have two connected ones? Dang. Dang. I want all this. Is this okay, it is. Because I want this chest. Got some rubies, that'll be good for later. So yeah, also I'm going to be trying to find some heart crystals. I'm not going to mine them immediately though. And that's mostly due to the fact that before I do a video on the Eye of Cthulhu, I want to do one on heart crystals because I feel like you're going to need a few of those in the future and towards the end of easy mode, fighting the wall flesh and whatnot. So getting that. And is that what do they call that? A living loom? That's actually really nice for the moment. Here's another chest. I believe that's a living loom, isn't it? Let's check. Living loom, cool. So we can use that instead of regular loom, so we can get ourselves a bed for, spawning in different places, and if we really want to, for bosses. What the frick is this little place? How many of these are here? What is this little man running around? It's a gnome! It's a gnome! Ow, he doesn't really hurt. Never mind. You not dead yet? What the frick? Why was there a gnome? I don't want to open that can of worms. I don't actually know. Does that just give you bait? I'm pretty sure it does. I'm actually kind of having to restrict myself in a lot of what I'm getting at the moment because I don't want to get stuff before I make a tutorial on it. Like the merchant and stuff, I want to make a tutorial on. If worst comes to worst, I might just make it in a different world because that's easy to do. That's one thing I like about these Terraria over something like Minecraft is worlds that aren't tied to characters. They're separate things that can go into different versions. So I'm also a little stuffy. So if I ever have to take a pause to clear my throat kind of all the phlegm and whatnot that's being collected there, don't mind me. So yeah, I just want all the chests because I'm going to build a chest room because I feel like that's very important. And I'm organizing what you have because loot starts to build up. And speaking of loot, oh my god, I just got some climbing claws. That's awesome. So now we can make some tire climbing gear. Once I do get the goblin tinker, which is going to be quite a while, especially with doing all the tutorials and stuff. So we'll see. That's just more of a good omen of things to come. And actually, I was wondering. I was like, man, I've seen so many of these rooms around. I thought there used to only be one per house, so I was going to look for more. So this is just kind of like a loot factory right here. What I might end up doing, if I get too much stuff and have to start dropping... Wow, 3 chests. So this must be kind of rare to get a double house, because... I don't know, I've never seen this before, where it's just long hallways full of stuff. So, I don't know, if I'm that lucky, then freaking sweet. This might be just a random thing that I'm getting, or could be wrong. Step stool, hold up to reach higher. That's pretty cool. That must be something in the new update. I actually haven't played the Journey's End update at all. So there's a lot of things I still don't know about. And what I'm really trying to do is, for one, to figure it out myself so I can do more tutorials on it, but also just enjoy the game because, to be honest, I played this game a lot. I played it so much. That's why I feel like I am competent enough to do these tutorials, but also the fact that I stopped playing. I think I had just beaten Golem, and that was kind of my stopping point, which, to be honest, there's a lot more you can do after that, and of course I had spent a lot more time gathering items and stuff. It wasn't just straight up boss completion, but I had friends that I was playing with, and because we didn't have any other friends that were any better at the game, we kind of had to pioneer it, and we were playing on console, so there's no way to get servers and that kind of thing to just grab the items. We went totally vanilla. Took us a few years to kind of get to that point. Or at least I think a year, maybe 2. But it took us a long time to get to that point. Actually, no way. I'm going to break all these torches. It took us a while to get to that point, but when we did, they kind of went forward a little bit and found some glitches. Like there's a well-known loot glitch that, or not a loot glitch, a item glitch where it allows you to duplicate stuff. And so they kind of just took that and got whatever they needed, and basically I was given Moonlord stuff just to have, and so I've actually never just beaten the Moonlord of my own accord, which, to be honest, as a avid player of this game, I want to feel like I can do. Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool. So if I hold up, I can jump a little higher. That's actually really sweet. I enjoyed that a lot. That's actually really cool. Actually, I was going to go down here. But, yeah, just farming. That's mainly the point of this. I don't know if I had anything else to add on to there, but if there was, that was probably it. I mean, I don't know where this is going to lead, but, man, I just need some platinum. I need to find some open caves, because trying to strip mine in Terraria just isn't a thing that can happen very easily. You know what, I'll grab this iron, just in case, to upgrade maybe my pickaxe or something. And also, iron isn't totally useless, even though I threw an ore away earlier. God, I had damage, boomerang. Iron especially can come in very handy later on, so I'm going to keep some of that on me. I know I don't have to use ropes, because that could really make an easy way for me to escape with these claws, but I'm kind of feeling that rope would be a little bit easier, and it's expendable. It's very expendable. I already have half a stack just sitting here from collecting through pots, because that's normally what you get. So I think I have this place. Can I have that's a weird view. So that's it, right? I'm pretty sure we went all the way down. Okay. So I actually haven't explored past. You could see there that the trunk of this tree I actually hadn't gone past. So I'm gonna try to explore more of the world and get to. I don't know if I'm gonna get to both oceans, just because you can see I'm still rocking some copper armor. But I'm gonna get probably to some kind of point. I might get to corruption. That's kind of the corruption in the jungle is probably what's gonna be my stopping point. Or I guess maybe I have gone past a little here. Not far. I know I haven't reached any ocean on either side. I haven't looted this, at least. I don't think maybe I just went past it. Oh, what are you throwing knives? Oh, well, didn't know you could just straight up take one and throw it. Oh, it's because I threw them out. Okay. So I've gone too far past. That's weird. Having this chair or this stool is weird. I'm getting a lot of items very fast, and I'm so glad that you can condense stuff, being able to combine stuff and make them better, because there's just too many items, man. I wish you could use stuff like demon hearts a little bit more. I wish you could have multiple demon hearts and that they weren't just stuck in expert mode. I don't know, because master mode is also completely unknown to me. I don't know anything about any of it, so I'm kind of sitting here I don't know what's going on. So I'm kind of in the dark for a lot of it, but I'm trying to figure it out. I think this, it's a knowing silver sword, so it's not actually that good of a sword. I could probably remake one better, but right now I just don't want to spend the resources on it. A grappling hook is something else I would really like to make. Oh crap! Frick! Come on, let me. This worm's gonna freaking knock me. Worm's actually These are all baby eaters. Frick you! I don't want to die yet. Come on, I dropped a gold. That sucks. It was almost the cross, but that's what I'm saying is the corruption really is kind of maybe out of my reach for now. Maybe not. I could be just bad at what I'm doing here. Also, it's going to be sundown, so who knows what's going to be happening there. I don't know. Might be good, might be bad. Also, I am trying to set up a second monitor. I got to find a place for it. But I don't actually have a way to look at chat very easily. So if you ever say anything, I may not see it for a while. I'll try to check occasionally when I can, but I don't know. I feel like right now at this point it shouldn't matter too much. There's not like anything dire that I need to know or anyone that's going to be really telling me anything important or anything at all. So we're just going to be having a casual time playing this game. And it's kind of late as well. It's not really prime time for me to try to even get viewers. So I'm more playing this because it's something I need to do for future videos and to kind of move forward with that. I found that I needed to re-record, but what the frick is it? That slime is straight up just in the wall. I don't know if you saw it. It was like right here. Where did that slime go? Wow. Oh, there it is. Yep. Sweet, dude. There's two videos. The two first videos I made were in a different room. And I hadn't adjusted my mic to the proper settings before that. So it sounds really bad. The gain is way too far up. And all the mics it just sounds like crap. I was using a whole different software. So I want to get that all squared away. And another thing that I'm kind of wondering about, this is actually going to be an awesome cave, hopefully, to go through. But another thing that I've kind of been wondering about is whether or not people enjoy the more freestyle videos where I don't script anything, but I always have a very much a clear idea of what I want to say. So I don't know if maybe I should do the more freeform because I don't know if people like that more or whatnot. And to be honest, it's easier on me because there's less editing involved. I can kind of let myself talk a little bit more, but at the same time, one of the videos I actually had to... And I'm not going to be putting in the system I'm building because it talks a little too much. I like to, when I'm ranting about different things, go a little too much into detail and give away things that either I want to put in a different video, make its own video more in depth on, and sometimes I may go too in depth and start to lose people. So both of those things I want to try to avoid. Can I mine this? Because I always see those in the background. Okay. But I want to make it easy on people because I know how hard this game is. And even though I've played it for, man, has it really been like 8 years? There's still a lot that I need to learn. Like there's new updates that came out, and even though they're not gonna have any more, there's so much of this game. There's always more to know about little things, even stuff that you've known for a long time. There might be certain ways that it works, or the exact reason behind how it works that you may still be trying to figure out. So I'm not like opposed to the idea of learning more about this game, and I really do want to share it with people. It's not like I'm only trying to like benefit myself for it. I really do feel like the information, because Terraria, at least when I heard from other people, I never really used the wiki. I mean, there was a few times, but I never used the wiki that much, mostly because I was playing on console, and it was before console really got updated with, the Moonlord and stuff, which was half the reason I actually didn't face him. But I do feel like I want to help people because they say that the game is very much a wiki game where you have to have the wiki up at all times being like, what's this? How do I do this? Well, I just kind of had to figure it out. I was like, I don't know, 8, 9 years old playing this game starting off, just kind of figuring it out and being like, hey, I'll do this. Like I wasn't even smart enough to like think about the internet, and we just kind of went around doing things, and I had friends, which helped, especially with bosses. Like that's one thing, a cool pro tip that I do recommend is having friends. That sounds kind of like, what if I don't have friends? Not in that kind of way, but more like, try to get in a group of people to play it, because the more people you have to go, I just realized that this mage, yeah, this is the cave I already went to. I might have to explore the mushroom biome. But the more people you have to fight, it's mostly like the reason you want people is for bosses. Because bosses can suck. Bosses can be extremely hard, and actually the first time I defeated Plantera, what I had to do was I had to I don't know if I can land this right. We set up a bed in the jungle, and we straight up just, it was two of us, so we were able to just rotate off. One of us would try to go deal some damage to it and then would die, and then the other person would pick up where we left off, so the Plantera wouldn't despawn. And we kind of just did that over and over again until we eventually did enough damage to go on. And that's one thing, is even if you have some really good items, you're not always, there's no like leveling. It's like, oh, Plantera, you got to be level 30. That's like the recommended. There's none of that. Like, it feels like it should have leveling system, Terraria. But it's mostly just based around like where you are with, armor, what color of tools do you have. It's kind of got its own system, which isn't bad. It's very good to have, that kind of uniqueness, especially when people can tell where they're at. Yeah, that's how you have a dedicated fan base as well. When people know where they're at, even when you don't have to tell them, and they can figure out on their own, that means you've also made it intuitive enough for them to do that. Oh, freaking pressure plate. And, like, if I ever make a game, that's something I want to do, is I want to have it be intuitive. I don't want it to be overcomplicated, which I feel like that's very much my nature to do, is make things overcomplicated. But I definitely want to give people something that they can, have fun with, because that's literally the whole point of games, is to have fun with it. So I really do appreciate, like, what this game has to offer, even though, like, there are those things with, like, not knowing whether or not you did something right. What is this thing? Oh, an owl. It just, there's a lot of unknown, and like that's the thing with the wiki. This game. I just realized I may have made a huge contradiction with what I've said so far, with the fact that this game a lot of times isn't as intuitive as it should be. There's a lot of things that people are like, holy frick, how does this work? How do I do this? Why is this the way? Like, there's a lot of things that aren't told to you, but there is enough there that I feel like you really wouldn't have to need a guide. Like, it's definitely useful to have, and it speeds up the process, but it's not completely necessary to play the game. Like, I feel like people could handle it if this came, earlier in time, where, there may not have been the internet readily accessible or that kind of thing. I feel like we could manage. But that being said, I do feel that I probably wouldn't be playing this game as much if I couldn't do that, because man, being able to have something you can pull up, especially now that I understand the conveniences of it, and I'm not just a little kid that's just like, oh, I'm playing the game and I'm accepting how this is. We did that with all games. Like, I owned a lot of, really, I wish to recall. I owned a lot of, like, crappy, 3D Sonic games when I was little, but I thought they were awesome. I thought they were really good games. I never, like, questioned it. I mean, I didn't have anything as bad as, like, 06 or anything like that, but I had, like, Sonic, what was the Sonic Unleashed? I had Sonic and the Secret Rings. I played Sonic and the Dark Knight, which, to be fair, that one's one of the worst ones, and I did notice that. I played Sonic Color, or Colors, I think it's plural. So it's not like I didn't play the games that I thought were bad. Is that the eye? No, it can't be. But I played a lot of the crappy games back then, and I definitely feel like this was one of the things where, like, I just accepted if it was, just hard to figure things out. You're just like, oh, you just have to figure it out. It's like the stuff with, like, the, oh crap, I almost died. The system with, figuring out what a house is. It's like, oh, make a house. It's like, there's a whole housing button, and I feel like, and they also have, like, the tutorial, which could be more in depth, and I feel like there should be more tutorial. I feel like that would be highly advantageous to have, like, multiple steps and stuff. Like, that would be helpful for everyone. But I feel like it's enough to get to the next thing, So all in all, while this game is difficult for sure, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of hurdles to get over. There's enough there to where you can get it. It's not impossible. We managed to beat Plantera, even if we kind of cheated. The only thing I do have to say I did cheat with was, I don't know, I think, oh yeah, the friend that I played with, his dad knew how to use code a bit, And I don't know if I don't think he was a programmer. I don't know exactly what he did, but he was one of those like nerdy guys that played a lot of video games. One of the video game type of dads, and he was like, hey. He had a thumb drive, stuck it into like his computer, and he's like, "What items do you want?" And so I asked for a few things like wings and like I think Excalibur. So and that was on easy mode before we even beat the Wall of Flesh. So I was kind of already sitting pretty beforehand, but that didn't make it really. It did make it easier, but we still took forever. I remember we were both at my house, and we were sitting there trying to beat him, and I remember finally managing to beat him, even with hard mode stuff. And just being elated for the first time ever, being able to, why'd you open the door? Why? Oh, frick. Being able to, get past that hurdle and start, continuing onward with the game, because it's kind of a task. Like, you have to really have some good stuff to be able to get to hard mode. Like, it's no joke. And I think what I might do even, I'm trying to think a lot of the tutorials, like, not just like random things. It's like, oh, do people know how to do this? Okay, no, I'll just make a video about it. It's more of like, here's how to get through. This is how I got through the game. That's what I'm really basing it on, is my own experiences. It's like, I do consult the wiki just for specific things, making sure I'm, not talking out of my butt, but also use my own experiences for it. And I think I'm basing a lot of the tutorials on it, so I add videos here and there that I haven't made yet that are basically going like into the queue, and I kind of want to do them linearly. That's why when I did the metal videos, the different types of like ores you can get, I'm doing them, stepping up. It's like you go to this step and this step, so like the how-tos kind of try to come out in order, and of course there's things here and there that I don't like. Heart crystals I could have technically people could have gotten earlier than platinum, but it's that kind of thing where I'm like, oh, along the way this is something you should get. And I think one of the ones I want to add right now is the sword, the Knight's Edge, how to get that, because that is such a huge piece in this game in general, because like even after easy mode, you get the true Knight's Edge, and then like the Terror Blade is a huge weapon for later on. And it's definitely worth it, at least in my mind, to go over that. And to be honest, I don't know if anyone could even beat the Wall of Flesh without it. So in these tutorials, I'm not trying to totally skip out on all the things that you could or could not get. Like, I'm not going to go through, how to get, like Frost Spark boots and stuff, because that isn't technically needed. Like, it's not going to help you defeat stuff faster. Like, sure, getting Hermes boots and so being able to fly with those Spectre boots and that kind of thing is very much like useful, but I don't feel like it's needed. But I feel the Knight's Edge is needed, because there's no other weapon in easy mode that would do enough damage to really stand a chance against the Wall of Flesh. There's definitely more that can be done there, and I don't want to lead people into a losing battle where they're like, this isn't enough, I need more, like I don't know what I'm doing here. And of course that's what I'm trying to do with my system, but at the same time I don't want people to struggle a lot. Like, those are kind of like the extra stuff, the things that I think people might need later down the road, or just like the efficiency stuff is more what I'm trying to show people with that. And if you want to see all those cool in-depth videos and guides, you can head over to GameTimeBros.com. Sign up to be a free member. It's completely free, and you can get access to a whole bunch of awesome content. You can see a lot of live streams. You can get access to videos that are either unreleased or uncut, and also have a good time with me. It supports me and what I'm doing here, and allows me to make more, and maybe in the future, move on to different things that I may not be able to occupy my time fully with right now. So, and it's not like Terraria is definitely a game I've spent a lot of time in, but it's not like it's the only game. Like, I would love to do something on stuff like, I don't know, like Skyrim. Like, I know a lot of stuff about that game as well, where there's a lot of, especially because it's a Bethesda game. If anyone knows about things about Bethesda games, it's the fact that they are very easy to break, and there's a lot of shortcuts that the Bethesda people take and the developers take that can be exploited. So being, I don't know, knowledgeable on that might help people as well. So there's that. Of course, there's, Minecraft if people really wanted to. But, I mean, Minecraft, it's almost another beast. I mean, don't get me wrong, Terraria, there's a lot of things like freaking, what was it called? It was like something about, like, where you can make, like, slanted blocks. Like, whoa, this skeleton's got his head on backwards. Where, like, slanted blocks, I forget what it was called. But, like, you could basically make an elevator by glitching out the freaking, like, the object, like, the objects colliding, like, the player and the slanted block collide in a certain way that it, like, teleports them and basically make, like, different elevators out of it. Like, people go to such extremes when they really get into something, and, like, that's huge. Oh my god, that is huge. Oh, please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. I don't want to die yet. I just got myself a freaking mirror of magic. A magic mirror. God, that's awesome. Okay, so we no longer are going to be needing these, the recall potions, because now we have ourselves a good freaking magic mirror. One of the bigger items to be getting in easy mode. Oh, actually got some regular healing potions. Getting a lot of loot, but that's half this game, is getting loot and, figuring out what loot you need and, like, how to get certain things. And that's why, if you're not using the wiki, and even if you are using the wiki, going to the guide for crafting is such a huge deal. Like, I gotta admit, that's kind of their cop-out in having this game be so hard, is because you can go to the guide and be like, what can I make with this? What does this do? And he will show you. Like, he's the guide for a reason, and I do feel that it does make the game a lot easier. That was something I totally forgot about, was the fact that the guide was there, and I can definitely say that the NPC I've probably used the most out of any is probably the guide, just because of how much information you can get out of him and how useful he can be, especially when you're super early on or you find crafting materials that have a lot of different purposes, and you may not, like, there's stuff like the mana band and that kind of thing. You can make, like, shackles. There's, the emblems and such. There's a lot that goes down, and so having him is a huge part of it as well. But we are actually kind of sitting pretty. We have gotten a lot of items that I didn't expect to get so fast, but then again, I'm kind of a rusty when it comes to this game, because I haven't really, like, delved down and played it just normally for a long time. Like, I might hop on with some friends, and I've tried to get some friends to play it recently, but they're not into it, man, and I don't want to really make people feel like they are entitled to playing with me, even in a game, because we played a lot of Minecraft together, and so I always thought, was like, hey, this would actually be really cool. What is this thing? Frick you, salamander. I can't even do nothing with you here. You squeak like a freaking duck. Shut up. Shut up. Screw, screw, screw. No, you screw too. Everyone die. Everyone die. Man, I hate being so weak. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. Actually, I need to go down here. So he was actually leading me down the right path. Thank you, but no thank you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. Jesus. Okay, so there's my gold. Oh my god. They're all following me. Freak you, freak you, freak you. Freak you. I don't want to die. Oh, frick. What is it, 9? Frick. Frick you, frick you. What does shift do? I don't know what it does. Okay. I hear another one freaking quacking like a duck down there. Frick. Yeah, I'm kind of looking around right now for heart crystals and platinum, but also a lot of other just items that might be useful. Man, lesser healing potions just do not cut it. I keep thinking I hear a worm, like the shifting sound of it going through blocks, but it's just me walking around and kind of spamming my sword. That's the sword. God, I hate how you can't do that. Like, if you're swinging one way and you turn the other, it doesn't automatically like swing the other side. It's whatever way you're like, whatever way you're facing, rather than where you're swinging, or maybe it's vice versa. But one of those things is crappy. Okay. And I don't know if I'm getting too low for platinum, but I haven't found much lately. There's another weird tree. I found this before, and I'm pretty sure this is new. It does take a lot to mine. And it gives me a seed of some sort. Oh, this is like an amber tree. That's kind of weird. I'm not seeing much ore. Maybe... Let's check down here. Skellabone. Man, this guy's got a lot of health. That's why the dungeon's so hard, is because you got so many freaking overpowered Skeletrons trying to get you. And Skeletron himself. Man, I don't know how people like have the patience to try and beat the dungeon guardian. Like, man, his defense is so freaking high. Like, dealing 2 on a crit, no matter what weapon you have, is like insane. And I mean, the dungeon pet, whatever you get from defeating him. Oh, there's a life clear. Nice. Okay, I'm actually not going to use that. I'm going to save that for a video. But what is under it? Is that... I don't think that's platinum. I think that's iron. But he just takes so long. And really, it's not only do you have to have patience, you have to really go get other items. Because you're either going to need the unicorn mount or the UFO mount to be able to fly indefinitely and be able to kind of like lead them around to get what you need, to get enough room to really kill him, because you just have to lead him back and forth because he goes so fast. You can fly through blocks. There's no way to like trap him in. There's no like really way to cheat him. At least as far as I know, they may have already come up with something. This is iron ore. So not what I'm looking for. I'm gonna leave that heart where I found it. I wish you could place markers. That's another cool thing that I like in a lot of games that they do a lot lately, is putting in markers to allow you to see what you're doing and kind of make the map your own, customize it in a way. Can I use this to underwater? That's actually something really valuable. Oh, boom. Well, there's some platinum that kind of just, I don't know, punched me in the face. Sweetness. That's what we're looking for. Underwater and dimly lit, it really looks like iron. It has the same texture. So I really have to know what I'm doing here. Okay. This isn't enough, and even a few more ore and veins isn't going to be enough. I think the number that I came up with was like 340. But is that silver? I think that's silver. Yeah, it is. But I need quite a bit of ore. 85 bores, 340 ore to get that full set, which doesn't include, anything else, like any rods I might want to get, or, like the flink stuff. It's just straight up the base. It's not even tools. So, God, silver. I was about to say, why is silver more abundant than platinum? But it makes sense because platinum is better than silver. I hate these mama slimes because they break up into littler slimes and it just becomes more annoying. Slimes in general are annoying because they don't do that much damage, but as soon as you hit them, they're just after you forever. And it's like, I don't know, it's like a zombie. Like how you would normally picture a zombie, where they're just slowly walking towards you at all times. Like, it follows. It's just a nuisance. I mean, that's more paranoia, but you know what I mean, where it's like they can't do much, but they're always there to just prod and poke at you. It's like getting a sliver, where it's just always a nuisance. It's never like something that like, it's not enough pain to like matter, but at the same time, it's enough pain to like irritate you. And I feel like that's really the word for it, like, is just irritation. Like, it irritates the skin, and it irritates you internally and externally. You don't like it either way. If I do come across another heart crystal, I will take it up, because I only need one for the demonstration. Providing that I don't somehow frick up super bad and somehow mine that one, which I don't think will happen. But there is a slight chance. There's a little pocket of platinum there. That is silver. I was hoping it would not be. I see that's just stone. Maybe I'm gonna go up through here. It's cool you can place a rope underwater. And do enjoy that as a feature. Also being able to hit stuff when you're on a rope. But this is drowning. Oh, come on, really? There has to be a freaking slug man? That sucks. Also, it's kind of late. It's like almost 12 o'clock, and I'm kind of tired. So I might be rambling a little bit from, I wouldn't say exhaustion, but what comes drowsiness more. I feel like exhaustion has too hard of a connotation to really mean what I'm feeling. It's more of just a, well, I don't know, like an irritation where it's not enough to like I need to go sleep, but it's too much for me to feel completely here and, you know, I wouldn't say sane, but like conscious and aware, really. Aware, I feel like, yeah. So I might rattle on, and that's just how it's gonna be. And I do such piddly damage that these things can still try to come hit me, and they're gonna do it over and over. I deal them 1 damage, which I feel like that's kind of the whole crux of it here. God, I just wanted to deal enough damage. I actually deal them 8 on a crit, so it's not like dungeon guardian levels. Especially when I got them. Okay, this is good. Yes. Oh, I wish they dropped. Do they drop something? I don't know. I feel like they would drop something specific. But that would be nice because it would make it worthwhile. Instead of just being annoying. Like the turtles drop stuff. You know, like the freaking ice turtle is actually really necessary. Gives like the highest defense in the game, I believe. Or at least close to it. Or some sort of like bonus stat that's really good. Because I remember it's really hard to find. An ice turtle, and then when you find an ice turtle, you have to get it to drop it, so it's kind of like a double thing. It's like trying to get a broken hero sword, where you have to not only get that full moon, but every freaking mob has a very small chance of dropping what you need, and you need, what is it, 4 of them? 3 of them. You need 3 broken hero swords, because you need 1 for the True Knight's Edge, 1 for the True Excalibur, and then 1 to combine the 2, so it's not very nice. That's what I don't like, is making something so unfeasibly hard to get that it becomes something that you don't want to do anymore. Like, I get having a challenge, but making something just odds, and like this game, maybe if it was like, I don't know, a gacha or something that like, or something that gave, you know, like a loot crate kind of deal where it was all like in-app purchases based. I would get, you know, having a low chance for really good items, but this is, you're paying full price for this game. Maybe not anymore, or I don't even know if you did at all, because I know this is kind of an indie game, but is it an indie game? I actually don't know. I feel like it is, but I could be completely wrong. But I feel like you shouldn't have to, you know, grind in a game like this, especially a game that's like so much like Minecraft, where it's just, you're wandering around trying to have a good time in exploration and conquering bosses is the main thing, that you shouldn't have to grind like an RPG, especially when there's no leveling system, like I was saying before. Like, there shouldn't be this need for, you know, items that are super hard to get. Like, I get having like a low chance, but was 0.03% chance, I think, when I looked it up on the wiki one time, for a broken hero sword on a freaking, you know, solstice, whatever it was, like the harvest moon, whatever the frick. Like, that's too much. Oh man, I'm talking so much that I won't say my throat's hurting, but I'm almost getting lightheaded because there's not enough oxygen going to my brain for how much I want to say, but I want to say a lot all the time. Oh man. Also, I want to keep people occupied. Like, even if not many people are going to see this, I don't want to disappoint the few people that are. So, just take it for what it is. This is me, everyone. Hello. Welcome to the channel. Or whatever channel you may be watching it on. Twitch or YouTube or years down the line. This is what I'm doing at the age of 16. Just having the best of times. Playing a game that I do enjoy. Rambling to myself because I'm a little tired. Ooh. Oh, God, I freaking hate cobwebs. But we did manage to find one of these things, one of these little abandoned houses down here, which usually are a good sign of epic loot drops. Nope, not this time. But that would be one of the chests containing the mirror, and, you know, really, if I could get some Hermes boots up in here, that would be really nice. Hermes boots. I'm so freaking slow that it's a hard time. I also don't want to use shine potions. I mean, I don't know how hard they are to make, but I want to do that as like a separate video where I'm like, hey guys, you can use these to help you with mining. You know, it's kind of one of those pro tip type of things. Because I'm gonna have some extra stuff. Oh, there's some platinum finally. Once I find, we'll put a quota here. What is it? I'll say 50. Once I find 50 ore, I'll go back and smelt it all down and make probably a sword first. And then, because my sword is so stupid and bad. And then probably whatever's cheapest next, and we'll just go from there. Actually, yeah, probably whatever's cheapest. No, because I need a chest plate first, because bronze is worse than iron, so leggings are probably the last thing I'm gonna make, just because bronze needs to go first. And who knows, I might upgrade a little bit higher before I get to full platinum. So we'll see. Oh, but do okay. Actually, let me check my map. So I explored pretty much all down here. I don't know if I could go very much higher. From what I'm seeing, I might have to go back to that glowing mushroom biome, which actually where I was trying to go initially, before that sea monster came in and got me. But just for the sake of exploration, I'm gonna come check over here. I'm glad I have that chair, even though it kind of sucks. It's not really a double jump. It's like enough. Also, awesome thing, that rope. You just have to place it once, and then you can keep placing down once you get to it. Come on. I'm just saying how awesome you are. Don't fail me now. Come on. I just have to freaking be jumped all the way up. Wait, what is this? I think that's... Pretty sure it's silver, but I'm going to check anyway. Also, I didn't realize, but control is like the, way you would switch between... Yeah, it's silver. The, like, the builder thing. Like, the builder... cursor where you select the block individually, and then this one that I'm using right now where it's just the general thing where you just click in a direction and it auto mines in that direction. 3 across and 2 up, because that's how wide people are in this game, at least player characters. I think I'll make that my new rope, build it down so if I ever need to I can get back up. Don't know if I would, but ooh, that was a lot of damage. But we're fine. It's good enough. Ow, frick. Okay. Man. Lots to do. Lots and lots to do. So I know that there's a heart down there, I think, that I can save for later. Ciao. And let's continue onward. I'm glad that these minecart things exist, and I'm going to show a video on one of my favorite ways to use them. Also, was one thing I was thinking about when I first used these and tried coming backwards, were like that stopping sound, like like I really like that as like a dialogue. You know what I'm saying? Like the RPG dialogue. I think that would be something really good to use. I don't know if like I could, like, because I'm always thinking about making a game. That's one of the things that I want to do. That's kind of on my bucket list. But I don't know if like could I rip that? I mean, straight up. Oh, hey, it's a trader. Freaking skeleton trader. Nice. But I don't know, like, Sans was ripped off of SpongeBob because it's such a small soundbite that it couldn't count as copywriting. But could I, perhaps, you know, get one of them's, could I perhaps use that? Would that be counted as copywriting because it's such a small sound that no one's going to care about? Because I'm pretty sure Toby Fox didn't get nothing for... using Sans' voice from Patrick. So, I don't know. I kind of want to check over to my right here, because I don't know what this is going to be. But also I don't want to leave a huge hole to be able to climb back up. Because, I mean, at this point, because I'm making just a hole here that's 2x2, I could really just jump back up it. Because I'm gonna probably rope down so I don't take the fall damage. So I might as well. I think I'll be okay with just using rope. It's expendable. I'm probably never going to be able to use it all unless that's all I do and I don't break anything along the way. Come on, Skull of Bones. Thanks. Was that a wooden sword or something you dropped? Oh, nice. I'm actually really glad I did this then. Okay. I don't think I'm ever going to get near hell, but one of the things I do want to do is I'm pretty sure one of the easier ways to get the lava ward, or lava charm, whatever it's called, is down. I think it spawns more down near lava, which makes sense. So looking in chests around there would be beneficial because that is something I want to get for the lava waders, because that's a really good item, and I think that's what you need to combine the two items. I'm pretty sure that's one of the necessities. I guess I'll just mine. I think I might be able to manage it. I'll open up one side of the block because you have to fall through at least a 2 wide hole. Okay, that's gonna bug me with my OCD, so I'm gonna plug that back up. I know I'm saying that's bugging me even though I'm leaving a huge hole on the side, but that actually has a purpose rather than just being a hole that I accidentally created. So I'm gonna go down, but I'm gonna leave one block open that I won't be able to fall through. Actually, here's perfect because it's one extra. And then, oh, look at all this stuff down there. And there's another freaking heart. Yeah, actually, I might go get that one down in the, I think I might leave this heart just for the fact that it, crap, no. No. Screw you. I don't have any range. Come get me. Okay, we'll freaking, bottleneck them. Trojan horse them. You know what I mean? They have to come through that small area. What? There's glowing bats? I don't remember that being the thing. Wait. Can the, what is the worm called? Truffle worm? Can that spawn right now? Is that even a thing that can happen? Or do I have to specifically wait? I'm dead. Ah, really? God, that takes so long to, like, charge up. It was also kind of unlucky that there was a salamander right there. But I can go back down, and I think I'm actually going to switch spots there and actually go down and grab that other heart because, like I said, I only need to keep one. That's all it's there. Also, I have enough. I met my quota for platinum ore, so I'm going to go put that back as well. Well, it's always nice to keep around, especially if I'm making platforms or something. So, okay, so let's smelt down. Actually, let's do this. It's a lot easier. Yep, and then... Okay, right click. Well, I don't know. Maybe there's a way to max out your stuff. Man, wow. They added some new sound effects. It sounds like an actual storm right now. Can I... Oh, that's cool. You can craft. So, sword first. But... I don't think I'm close enough. Yeah, there it goes. Because it's also, not only is platinum harder to find, but it's also one extra ore per bar. So that's another thing that kind of makes it hard to get full set. Actually, right now I technically could make a full set. I'm not making freaking short sword. This, and then I can make a helmet. Nice. Okay, so yeah, that's annoying. This one is unhappy. Why do I have such bad luck? Man. I mean, it does max damage, but it has less speed and knockback. Whatever. Okay, helmet. We're going to switch out our helmet. I might as well just trash this. This isn't going to be worth much. I was thinking about selling it. And even this sword. I know I kept my other stuff, but... Frick it, whatever. Actually, what was I able to make there? Silver bar. Oh. Apparently I had enough silver left over from accidentally mining some to see if it was platinum. Okay, so what's... 17 defense isn't bad for now. I mean, you can get up to over 100, so it's not like it's good in the long run, but... Man, we're still in easy mode. I can't be so critical of myself and what I'm doing. Also, everything seems to be going well with the recording and everything. Hopefully it looks good. Hopefully nothing's gone wrong, because I don't really have a very good way to check it. Like, there's no, like, monitor set up to be like, hey, something's wrong with your stream, and I can't really check it right now, because, like I said, I don't have two screens. I'm just looking at the stream from my phone. So the stream itself and what's going on, I'm basically just a viewer for it. So, yeah, if something goes wrong, then, you know, screw everything, you know? So I need to be, like, down there, which is kind of far. Tab. Oh, I should have just didn't have the map. That was kind of weird. So I'm going to leave that there. Because it doesn't, I mean, there's not, like, anything that's going to be in that position where the map normally is. So there's no point in, like, hiding it. I don't know why you would. Unless I guess you just didn't want to see where you were going, like how in like the Breath of the Wild you can just turn off everything and, you know, have not fun, which I'm not really all about. Oh wait, is that platinum? Oh, how did I miss that? This place that I, you know, blocked off because I was like, hey, there's a worm in here, actually had something useful. Frick you, worm. I'm trying to get some ore up in here. Oh, I should probably switch my mining power. Get some. Yeah, get 2 shot. Also, I take a lot less damage upgrading from bronze to freaking platinum. Who knew? Also, I just took a bunch of damage from fall damage because my boots aren't that good. So I believe it was down here. Also, I'm going to be looting those chests. I'm not going to leave the chests because no one needs to freaking know how to open a chest, I think. If you're that brain dead, you got a little extra thing coming. Okay. Boom. Okay, so we're up another heart. And only, what is that? Freaking 13 more to go. Well, I guess 12 because I have that other life crystal in that other place for me. Also, I just realized, judging from my total lack of seeing that platinum before, I may be skipping over a whole bunch of crap. Like, that could totally be a possibility that might be happening. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Also, I don't actually know. Something I just thought about when I was thinking about, you know, maybe my stream's fricked up. There's the total possibility that my mic was unplugged at some point in between recording sessions. And because of that, the default device may have changed for my streaming. So I could be talking with a really bad sound. A really bad sound quality, which I would not want, because that would suck. It'd make this a video I would not put, or a live stream that I would not put up on YouTube. So hopefully that doesn't happen, and this can go up, and we can all have a happy dandy day. Please tell me this is good. It's not. Sweet. Oh, this is where I died. At some point I died there. Okay. Grabbed it. There's no other extra dude here. Oh, yes! Frick that. Nice. And we got ourselves a freaking suspicious looking eye. That's awesome. Oh, for a second I thought I completely broke that heart and I was going to be devastated. Okay, I'm going to break this because this can come in handy later. I also have a jelly one, which is awesome to get that jellyfish necklace. That right there. This is not platinum? Good. I mean, there's I feel like a good enough difference from platinum. Like, that's iron that I can tell. But at the same time, it feels kind of lazy. Not gonna lie. Oh, there's an underwater chest because it's underwater. Ooh, water walking boots! Yes! Dude, we are moving up in the world, people. Also, I'm doing hecka damage to that thing. Oh, so I'm not gonna need... I'm gonna take off the boots. These... Because you don't need both, really. You only need one. But guess what, boys? I can walk on freaking water. That's how you know we're doing good. Okay, so I'm actually... This has been awesome. Even though I haven't gotten all the platinum I could have ever wanted. What is that thing? A spore skeleton. Nice. I'm about to die. I didn't get everything I could have gotten. I did get a lot of good stuff. And I got some stuff that I'm going to be needing later. So this is a win either way. I don't want to tell myself... Oh, freaking yes! There's another freaking heart crystal. I don't want to tell myself that is... That can't be. That's got to be just a deposit of freaking stone, right? That can't be platinum. I can't... The world's not that good to me, right? Right. Right. I'm just going to say frick you to that. I'll come out the other side and we'll deal with the consequences. I think I'm actually going to go down anyway to see if my hopes and dreams are dashed, which that does not look like platinum. I think this is straight up stone. Okay, it's silver. Not as bad, but it's still a disappointment. I'm going to go get that heart crystal. And it's going to be a good time. Yeah, I'm not actually going to go down. I will mine that tree, though, because... I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of like one of those hoarders that wants to do and collect everything that I can of one type, which I'm like, hey, different trees. That's a new collectible thing now. And I guess that's another part of this game is, you know, you're making it your own. It still has that aspect of, you know, this is my world. I'm going to do what I want to. And getting what you want, you know, some people, you know, collect all the different lightsabers and crap that you can get, which I don't think they're called lightsabers. They're probably like light swords or something like that that's not copyrighted. But at the same time, it's a good time. Okay. Like I said, I'm rambling. It's gonna happen, because, for one, I don't have very much interesting things to say that doesn't relate to, weird stuff that most people probably wouldn't want to hear about. And it's kind of hard because, Stacy the other day did this thing, and it's like, you don't know. The context is a big thing, is what I'm trying to get at. So it's not easy to talk about that. And it's like, there's a certain level of personality, not personality, like, there's a certain personal level people want to get on with, with different people, especially depending on their level of popularity. That increases more and more. And there's definitely a point you have to cut it off. It's not like, Justin Bieber wants everyone knowing what, blood type he has. And not to say that specifically, but that deep of, like, who cares, who needs to know. Like, there's a kind of stalker level to it, which, I'm not worried about in the slightest, or I don't really feel like I'm ever going to be worried about. But just the fact that some people like to keep things private, and I feel like with vlogging and stuff, a reason it became so popular is because it was the personal level people have never experienced before. But at the same time, it's like, there's just some stuff you keep to yourself. It's just common decency for a lot of it. Oh, yes, that was a diamond one. That's kind of cool. But they have trees dedicated to different things. I think this is iron, but I'm going to check just in case because all the lighting is weird. And then I'm going to go to the other side of that mushroom biome. Okay, it's iron. I was right. Just want to make sure. But, I don't know. I feel like I do want to, I feel like I also get more personal with people as time goes on. But right now, there's nothing interesting to say about my life. And, of course, there's also a point of, because you're a celebrity, people care. And at the moment, not many people care because I'm not a celebrity, It's something I've told, people around me for a while. It's like, if I met Samuel L. Jackson, I would be like, holy frick, it's Samuel L. Jackson. But it's not because I idolize him or whatever. He's not my favorite dude, but dude, it's freaking Samuel L. Jackson, their celebrity status, no matter who they are. And reputation pending, of course, but anyone in good standing that, has that level of popularity and stuff, they have a certain kind of worth that, may not be ethical to put on them, and, for other people to put on them, but it's there. It's one of those unspoken, social rules of, this person should be talked to in this way and be, treated accordingly because of who they are and what they've done, or, what they know. There's different reasons for power and for people following that power, but actually, this is kind of cool. There's a little thing here. Just what I wanted for Christmas. What is this can you get no, you can't get the mushroom guy easier, but why is this here? I don't think I've ever seen this place. That's gotta be new. That's gotta be a new thing, but that's awesome. I freaking got Hermes boots. What can I switch off? Freaking stool. I don't care about the stool. I can deal with being slow. Oh yeah, I don't have fall damage. I forget. That's awesome too. Oh, look at that. 2 freaking platinum for my boy. My boy being me. That's pretty cool. Pretty freaking sweet. Okay. Owie. But maybe, one day people will look back on this. That's something I always think about, is I've always wanted to, I've never committed to it, but I've always wanted to make a sort of daily diary, 100 words or less of just, what happened to me that day and what I'm thinking about. Because I feel like those kind of things is what I'm going to look back on and, being like, oh man, I wish I could talk to and, know really what my, 16, teenage self is thinking about. And that's a good way to do it, I look back on videos that I made on my DS when I was, 8 years old or whatnot. And, being like, man, I was such a little kid there. And, just wanting to, that's always the thing is people always say that they're chasing the high of childhood, which to be honest, that is a thing. It's it's more of the ignorancy that comes with childhood and feeling like there's a purpose in everything, and that lack of purpose and the feeling that everything else has a purpose is because, you really don't, and you don't need to. You don't have to fit a mold. There's nothing for you to complete. There's no really, there might be hopes for you, but there's no responsibility or requirement from you at that point. And so no one's trying to look for extra within you. And so you feel like everything has already been figured out because you have nothing yourself to worry about. But then, there comes a time where you're like, oh crap, I have to start figuring stuff out. And that's where and find out that everything is uncertain. And that there isn't actually much to really go off of in the world besides what you and your ancestors have already created, and building off of other people's experiences. And, just trying to find, your way and figure out what you're doing. Because to be honest, if I've ever had oh wow, that's so awesome being run that fast. If I've ever had, a greatest fear, I mean, I don't like spiders, but I have to say, it might be cliche, but the fear of the unknown is what really, like, I would say keeps me up at night. And that's just a figure of speech. It's not like I actually stay up at night being like, oh my god. There have been occasions where, like, the next day something might be happening, or I may have not turned in something for school is a good example. And just being like, man, I don't know how I'm going to handle this. So it's one of those things where you have to cross that bridge when you come to it, but the bridge is like so near that it occupies your mind, even though it's, still kind of far out there to get to. And man, I don't know, like not knowing certain things in the world, and not knowing whether or not what you're doing will lead you down a path of something that will, inevitably give you happiness. And that's why I feel, at least for me, why I like to read a lot of books and watch a lot of shows, and, am a writer myself, is because it kind of fills that void of uncertainty, where anytime you read a story, or have a feeling that something is going to happen, because something has to happen. Nothing happens without a reason in books and in stories, because it's all set there. It's all made for a reason. It's all purposeful. And that's not how life actually works. That's the most unrealistic part about it, and that's what's mostly fiction, is the fact that not everything you do has a purpose, not everything you say is meaningful, and really sometimes people's whole lives don't ever garner any meaning. And so not being able to feel like you have anything waiting for you, or that anything is, like, you're not destined for anything, is such a harsh but, like, real concept that, like, I think about a lot of times. And I really just am, I wouldn't say I'm scared, but I'm kind of worried. And I don't think that worry's ever going to go away. It's kind of almost a healthy worry that I'm always looking forward. And it's kind of like a motivation as well. I'm trying to do better, and I'm trying to do things in the world specifically so I can get rid of that uncertainty that lingers there. And especially at my young age, I am trying to do something with myself early on so that I don't regret it in the future, because right now this is the most childhood I'm going to have, and that childhood is never going to come back. It's never going to be, responsibility, like free of responsibility is what I really want to say, is that I'm going to be, collecting more and more things that I have to do, and it's going to become more and more complicated until, the day, I wouldn't even say the day I retire, but the day really that you feel like you've completed everything, and that you're near death most of the time, where you've gotten to a point where everything that you need to do is pretty much done. There's nothing else waiting for you. There's nothing you need to attend to. That you really get back to that childhood. But the only thing that really separates it from childhood is, the child part of that word, where you are no longer what you were, and you know more than you did when you were a child. You have gone through so much that you can't have that same level of ignorance again. And it's really, I don't know, that's why it's so sad, is because knowing that, like, the childhood has almost been reversed, that's like the adulthood, but it's more of like a deathhood. Like, I don't know, there's not really an elderlyhood, like the opposite side of the spectrum, where you're not just starting out, you're not just figuring things out, but you're finding out where you're gonna be led as you come to the end. And like, I'm not really in a position to say how that's really going to work out because I haven't experienced those things personally, but I know people that have, and I've seen them go through, the near death, mentality, and just seeing that it really is tying up all the loose ends that you may or may not have had. And that's really what leads people to have not a fulfilling life, but a fulfilling death, is being able to know that what you've done so far is enough. Like, what you have done enough with your time and what you have done and where you are, that you can go on knowing, and maybe not even knowing, like, whatever, just more like leaving, knowing that you have done something, and the people that always being like, everyone talks about being surrounded by your loved ones when you die, because they're part of your legacy. Like, those are the people you've impacted and who have impacted you. And that's why it's so important that, you have those funerals and you have, celebrations of life and that kind of thing, to really make sure that those people have the meaning, and you give them that meaning, even though they may never really know it after their death, but at least in spirit giving them that, because even if they never accomplish what they want to, just being there for them is really the biggest part of it. Trying to be a part of other people's life, that's really I don't know, one of the biggest parts of it, because humans, we are social creatures. We are there to interact with each other, and it goes along with that saying, is it's not what you know, it's who you know. Where you could be the smartest guy in the world, you could be the only guy in the world, you could be the best at everything, but if there's no one else there's no one to share your experiences with, no one to like share anything with, where you are alone to you and you only. That's what drives people insane. That's why stuff like solitary confinement and jail in general is one of the harshest punishments you can give to people, is because they're being secluded from the one thing that they need most, more than, food or air or anything. It's like someone who's left alone for their entire lives, and has, especially someone who has known the feeling of, and like known other people in company and not just loneliness, they won't be lasting too long by themselves. If there's never ever a turn point back to what they once knew, that's where a lot of depression happens, is people feeling at least like they're alone and not really knowing what to do. That uncertainty, that's where that comes back into play. Is it's not just a fear of mine either. It's everyone's fear. Like, everyone has these, thoughts and these, uncertainties in general about different things. Did I do a good job here? Am I failing in this area? Should I be doing more here? Should I be doing less? Should I be focusing on this thing rather than this thing? And that kind of thing, where it's all worries, but they many times are healthy. Like, people need to worry about stuff. People need to have goals to look forward to, and they need to feel like there's something to accomplish. And that's like, see stuff like video games, is the whole point is progression and feeling like that there's something ahead. And it's one of those uncertainty things. Wow, I just found a gold portal. Where knowing that there's something there. Like, everyone, the human race as a whole, that's what scientists at their core are trying to do, is find a purpose in it all, like why, and trying to figure out why things move. And that in itself is very much a driving force in how we do things, is trying to figure out why. Like, that's really, when it comes down to it, and you look past everything else that goes on, inner world is exploring outside of it and looking past ourselves to what is the purpose of everything. And I know that it's all very philosophical, but at the same time, is at a point everything does become philosophical, because you have to look wider. Like, there's always a broader vision to be had, no matter what stage people are at, animals are at. They are always looking wider and finding. That's what evolution is going beyond what has already been done and kind of going forward. And really, that's kind of, I feel, the closest answer we're probably going to ever come to when it comes to the fact of progression, is that really making it our own. There's no real reason for any of it. It's just a happenstance. This is what became of, all the different occurrences in the world from the beginning of time to the end. And we really just got to go through it and do what we will. Oh, frick. Okay, I don't want to die here. I don't take fall damage, which is really good. Dang. Cool. Oh, man, I need to drink a potion. But I really feel like worrying about those kind of things might be, not something that we always need to do. Like, there needs to be a point of rest and a point of break for anyone in any sort of field or in any mindset. There needs to be a point where they can just, get back to that childhood point where they feel like they don't have to always be searching, that they can let themselves go and let themselves kind of be give into their child's desires and all the things that really makes them feel like they are reaching towards something. And the pursuit of happiness, that's freaking America's whole freaking motto is, people searching for freedom. And the whole point of freedom is to go towards your own ends and pursue what you want to pursue. And so having that as an option is such a huge thing for people. And it's sadly not something everyone has. And it's just human nature to want to, I don't know, almost be selfish. Like we may have that need for other people and want to be around others, but there's a level where we also want to be needed and want other people to acknowledge us. And that's a lot of it is like wanting people to acknowledge you. That's why a lot of people do almost anything. It's like, you can find the cure for cancer, but if there's no one there to cure or to, show your compliment for, that there's no real purpose for it. Like, there's no need unless there's some kind of end, really. Like, that's the biggest part, is there needs to be some sort of identifying source of this is where I'm going, this is A, this is B, and this is where I need to go. Like, people cannot operate without some sort of system. And that's why, voids are such they are often related with, insanities, because of the fact that it's a void. If you think about it, if there was a lone rock floating in space with nothing else around it, every concept that we've ever come up with, if that was the only thing in existence, there's no sense of scale of anything. There's no need for, measurements. There's no need for time. There's no need for anything really. It's very much just it's all relative concept. That's how you really know. There's lone rock floating in space. What is there? There's no, of course it occupies space. There's some sort of thing happening, but you can't even identify movement. If there's a rock in space, there's no sense of direction, which means that there's no sense of whether or not it has changed positions. So there's no time. There's nothing else to compare it to. So knowing if something is big or small, there's no sense of size or scale is what I'm really looking for. And that's kind of a thing that's really hard to comprehend for a lot of people. And even for me is, having that void there, not being able to tell anything apart, and that sameness where there's no differentiating factors. And that kind of is the part of life that's the most scary. And that's really the epitome of uncertainty, is where you don't know what is out there, what is there, and what isn't. What you have been told is either a lie or just not even a lie. A lot of times it's just more of a hopeful guess. We all want there to be more than just humanity out there. We all want there to be some sort of life beyond us that really means that we're not alone, because that is even for the race as a whole is a scary concept, saying that this is it. This is all that there is. That we have no rival. There's nothing else. It's such a very lonely thing, even though it's humanity as a whole is almost one person, where we are operating as a sort of hive mind, as, humanity itself, where like that is the Earth is pretty much our body, where we are operating on it, and of course we're expanding outward, but individuality, because of how short we live, it's if you look at the broad like scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. Like, individual people do not matter. It's what their contribution is and what we have done as a species that really leaves an impact. Being around for only a few 100,000 years is just a blip in the overall time span of the world and the universe itself. Billions of years it's gone on, and a few 100,000 is nothing. So I definitely think that's a better way to view it. A lot of times when you're thinking on such a grand scale as like space and all that, is thinking of humanity as like one entity that is moving along, and with that, humanity doesn't want to be alone. It still has all the qualities of any normal human. It wants to know that there's something else out there. There's something to reach for, and that we were not the one lucky one. It's kind of like almost like a survivor's guilt, where like, a plane crashed and you landed on an isolated island where there was no one else and you were the only survivor. That is like the hardest thing to take, where it's like, why us? That is very much what it is. It's that survivor's guilt. Like, why should humanity exist and nothing else? Like, what makes us so special? What was the thing that changed for us? Why did we get that small, super, super minuscule and minute chance to become what we are? Why should we be the ones given life? Especially when you look at all like the things that we are doing to like the environment, and like we are destroying many things. We're destroying other forms of life. We are conquering things that really like we're feeling guilty for. Like, why should we have any sort of like, that's why people are vegan. That's why people are, eco-friendly activists, is because like, why should we be the ones pertaining over everything else? Because we have advanced farther, because we have more knowledge, because we can do more, because really people say life is invaluable, but at the same time it's worthless. You can't really put a price on it, and it's not because it's so valuable that no one could pay for it, but it's just the fact that there's no equal. This is how it is. It's a concept. It's not something that can be given monetary value. No human concept that we've come up with so far could really rival what it really is. So I don't know. I feel like I'm getting a little too philosophical here, but these are just the kind of things that kind of run through my mind. Ooh, that jelly thing I kind of want. Also, there's another heart crystal, which is nice. But there's just, why, when you think of things as being a social construct, everything is. Because if you think about it, everything is just a motion of atoms. Like, everything's just moving around, and even movement itself, and like the concept of time is a construct, where there's no time, there's no actual clock, there's nothing that says this has to be this time. I could say it was 2 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, 1987. And technically, I'm correct, because depending on where you start, that time, like, oh, my year zero is completely different from, the normal calendar you guys have. So it's not to say that I'm wrong for thinking it's any sort of time. It's just the fact that there is no, we just use what we think is easiest and what is relative to us. So like, that's seasons, I feel like, is a way better way of saying how time works, because it is that basic form of things moving around other things. Because even that, like, it's kind of crazy. And something I think about a lot is how dogs can't perceive time. At least not how we do. They perceive time through the change in scents in the air. So if a scent has changed, that's how they know that time has passed and things are now different. Because there was a change. Not that time technically passed, but that there was a change. And changes are what we consider time. When something moves, quote unquote, and something isn't the same as it was before, that's how time works. Like, seconds aren't real. Nothing is real. There's no actual time. It's just, these things are moving. That's how we've made our calendar year 365 days, because that's how it takes to revolve around the sun. And so we base it around, relative things, how we say, Mercury days, it takes 88 days. That's how long the Mercury year is. So it's all different, and we even base like gravity and that kind of stuff, and like weight on Earth, because that's what we know. And it's a bias for sure, but it's not like it's a bad one to have. This is all that we know, so there's no other relative anything that we can really base what we know off of, rather than rather than what we have already come up with. There's also no other need to, because it's not like languages or currencies where there was already others established. The universe and what we have is science. And like the Earth as a whole, that's the thing, is we've never come across anything else. So we've never been challenged by our ideals as a whole. And so there's no real reason or need to change it. So we've just kept with what we have. And that's kind of how it works, is like stimulus and stimuli. It's all just, when it comes down to it, we only do things as reactions to other things. We see and perceive like, oh, this is how it works. And so we react accordingly, not because of anything outside of that. There's no other reason we do anything rather than as a reaction. It's like, oh, this happened, well, now I should do this. Or this thing is how this is, but I don't want it that way, so I'm going to change it to this. So, I don't know, I feel like I may have rambled enough for one night. I'm going to turn all this into ore, and I think I might leave it there. But I do hope that everyone is enjoying this series so far, and I hope that I can continue this onward, and that people enjoy this, and that I can keep providing this awesome information for people. And if you want to go check out other tutorials and other guides I've done in the past, you can go to www.youtube.com/GameTimeBros, or you can go to GameTimeBros.com and get exclusive access to different types of videos that I may make that may not go on YouTube or Twitch, some access to extra stuff, extra guides, uncut stuff, and this is where these live streams are also going to be going. So if you want to also support the channel, you can go there as well. It's free to sign up, or you can pay for premium access and for those extra benefits. But I will see all of you guys in the next one.